The communication should be trashed out and we wait for another communication. Yeah, it should be part of our agreement. But Mr. Speaker, let the people be quiet.
No, but your suggestion, not plenary decision. Your suggestion does not surpass plenary decision.
I said I
the deliberation won't go in our regard. So please allow.
I'm asking. So if you think that he cannot really call there,
no, a recall will be done on plenary decision, not individual request.
Okay, I'll go ahead.
Okay, one more minute. No. Honorable Chairman, please wait 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, the actions of the colleagues who were suspended, that their actions on no way dignify this office. There are videos in legislative proceedings around the world. There are talks in chambers, but to bring talks on the ground of the Capitol, insulting the mother of colleagues, throwing stone at your colleagues. They should be the one asking for forgiveness. They should have remote on their actions and ask the upper body. Again, any motion for reconsideration for which this body were teams on that particular subject matter were being fired out of the action for taking. The 72 hours that is provided on our rules for motion for reconsideration, Mr. Speaker, it has elapsed. There's no period for that. If we don't take these actions, if we don't mitigate them, Mr. Speaker, there's all the world lose, and there will be no control over your gamble. What has happened is that we are seeing us. If we just joke with the fee that we cannot use the taxpayer money to renovate that building. Today we are here because of people's actions. If we reverse our actions, then I will tell you that right now we shouldn't use taxpayer money to do that. We should use our salary to renovate the building. They should have some remorse on their actions. If there is no communication with them, I will vote against any action to be brought on this issue.
Thank you. Omogoga.
Mr. Presiding, fellow colleagues, mine is a way forward. The way forward, before coming with the way forward, I want to lay the premise. Mr. Presiding, number one, we are discussing the issue in January. In December, our colleagues that if we question for them to be compensated, nobody died, nobody sick. So the period of December went free. That's the first approach. The second one has to do with you cannot be a player and still not be a referee. Honorable Two voted on the decision. He now went abstain, nor against. For him to come to appeal on behalf of our police, this letter was accepted simply because they have been adopted by our rule to be discussed. But if some of us are known, it wouldn't have been placed on the agenda for discussion. Because let us not go in a way that will create problems for our decision making. In decision making theory, there are three elements that constitute decision making: certainty, uncertainty, and risk. Your ability as a leader to withstand these three elements make you a decision maker. Before the decision was reached, investigation was conducted, due diligence was done, and colleagues of like minds that were duly elected by the constituency constituents within the constituency voted him and made that decision. And they deferred the investigative team. Nobody came. And they have not had any remorse to even tell any of our colleagues by whispering that all the TM and Boya people consider us. You understand? Nothing of such. This issue, I'm appealing to my colleagues that why it is that we work together and we will continue to work together for the period of 6 years. The decision, if we'll consider the decision in a future level, we will open. If any of the colleagues write a formal communication that they have remorse on an issue, we can discuss it. But any attempt for any of or who took part and partook in a decision to suspend these gentlemen or come out to appeal Mr. Presiding, I think is not on the right path. So for that reason, it is my appeal to our colleagues that wrote the communication, that this communication, we appeal to him that it will not be accepted by this body and there will be a motion on it so that the donor will carry it and should be reflected in the record that this decision will not be agreed to. That's my way forward to the issue instead of procrastinating.
Thank you, Mr. Kuga. Let me recognize the elder. Then I come to Foley, then Sylvester. You remember, give me the elder first. Let the elder continue.
Presiding, distinguished colleagues, I'm a session, and so I have on to intervene your intervention. It is two little kids in a village, and there's an old man in that village who claim to be men of wisdom. So the two kids, they went and grabbed a bread and beat the bread. They had the bread in their hand, family. And when the old man said, "Oh man, look, there's a bread in our hand. But when you tell us one of the breads there was alive." And the old man said, "The bread is there, they will have left with the bread." And he said, "The boy is alive, they will extinguish the bread." So he says, "You know what? I agree." He said, "The bread, because it's in your hand, so I agree. But the left without bread is in your hand. When our bread is dead or alive, you know it. We are here as lawmakers. Power is good. And sometimes absolute. But the real power is that power that is not used. I agree that a suspension and withholding of salary decision was made in plenary. This plenary, I don't think it will be a good thing when we stretching our hands for peace, for somebody to insist. Now the motion came in 2-4. The motion says, let the suspension the salary in December. And then when they come back, they will let that capital, let the suspension totality will be raised in January. I think it's a good thing to do. We are all here. Nobody will see a crowd here. We will be here. So my kind of appeal to our police is to please
test the motion we vote. Leonard Cassie, thank you.
Number 40. Next up, let's go.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and distinguished colleagues, we have come here to represent the Liberian people in an attempt to undermine that way of the Liberian people, undermine the good intent of why we are here. I say this to say, we have had a toxic environment for the past few months. We have had the worst, we have had the good. And with God, we have prevailed. Liberian people are looking at us to see how we manage this leadership, to see whether we extend an olive branch to those we know that have misbehaved. We all agree the attitude of some of our colleagues warrant consistent punishment. But even where you continue to punish them, someone say, for you yourself need to show some level of leadership. And I think it is time for us to show some level of leadership. And that leadership is for us to see whether I'm one of those who are forever advocating for punishment. But when I sat back today and asked myself, I sat back and asked myself, why will we benefit from the consistent punishment of these guys when their communities has felt the impact already? The salary question that they are asking, our colleague Prince is asking for, is not a salary for January. Our brother is asking that.
Please, get over me. Our Eugene Collin, you are suspended, so please leave plenary.
The sergeant asked you about
Sergeant, please make sure those suspended don't enter this section and they are pardoned by the police.
Yes, sir.
Our Eugene Collin. Our Eugene Collin, please leave section.
So this is Eugene Collin of Bon County, who is among the 7 lawmakers that were suspended. He just joined the majority today, but he's been reminded that he is suspended, so he is not allowed to participate in session or attend session. So the sergeant is asked to inform him to walk out, and that's just what he has done. So they continue with families from Bon County.
We need to bring this country together. This house is already divided. We need to be able to show love. We bring out our children and we are aware some of them misbehave. But when we will stop time, go to the extent of bringing them closer and advising them to do the right thing. In this instance, our action is an apology. Our actions of ensuring that they did not take pay on time is the manifestation of the authority we have in plenary. Our actions were right, but in the interest of exercising justice with mercy, I believe their punishment should begin from January. And this olive branch should be the beginning of reconciling this house and informing them that we are not in the business of punishing people, but their action warrant the way we proceeded. So to our colleague, I ask that we take this decision as prayed for. That is an appeal. That letter does not need to come from them. Any of us can write a letter asking for our colleague to reconsider their mind. Any of us. So, Mr. Speaker, I pray the wisdom of plenty for us to exercise justice with mercy and ensure that we can extend our punishment from January moving forward. The question whether they get the salary, they will not celebrate baseball again. Thank you. I look forward to other people in their position.
we are now come to NS Nancy.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I think from my understanding, in this whole saga, we have to be very careful, Honorable Speaker. During this war, we listen to a lot of radio stations in this town, telling us as cliques that have been established by Honorable Mr. Boaka, President of this country, so that anything he tells us, we are going immediately. And that is something that some of us still looking at it very carefully. So taking decisions in the plenary should be very careful. So people can say again tomorrow that the president is instructing us to do what he put us there for. We got to be very, very careful. We talk about ourselves to take on the revolution because of so many reasons, and we know it. So if our police want to bear this plenary, they should write all together in a 7-point radio communication so that we can pardon them. We are not against our police. When they come to help and welcome one another. But let's be very mindful that any decision of such nature, if we are not very careful, if we take on different outside there and what they say in the press before, it's the reality that it is when we put place on here that anything he said can pass immediately. That even when you advance us, when you are taking from him without something our very self. I think the main purpose of this communication was the federal season. And the federal season is over. The 1 month suspension, 1 month has gone already. There will be 3 months. Why should we talk about reversing it to carry Bible and not go 4 months? For me, if we want to set the people free, if we want to set them free to say, and our private staff from January. And it's not fair enough. The people already getting free or their freedom small small. 1 month going, there will be 3 months. Then we say again, the 1 month I'm going to pay for it. Then we start on January. And for me, I don't see no reason why we do that. The people are already free from 1 month. I think they are looking at 3 months now to come. So within the 3 months, they can consolidate ourselves and they can write letter or to pardon them, what them, or we can pardon them with our police, so we can come together to do a great movement. But to say they deserve our war, we should pay for the deserve this after January for me. I don't see that urgent to be suspension in law. Let us just try and pardon our police and our government there completely instead of saying the one that they have been punished for. They give them any punishment. The only time you can feel it is the federal season like this, when you don't take pay, you know that something has happened somewhere. And if they are happy already, the minute they are celebrating anything, so you want to take them money now to do our day. It's so powerful on the communication in federal season. Federal season is over. So let the suspension the 1 month already. We can now pardon them on the 3 months, then they come to work and we just take on our own suspension. That will be better for all of us. Is that our fellow to that people?
We have enough people on this matter, so let them be the patient. We have enough
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and fellow colleagues, let me again join my colleague to say compliment of the season to everyone. Through the discussion, I don't think that the issue of suspension as it relates to our 7 colleagues was about punishing them for the festive season. If the only reason that we should lift this suspension up for the month of December is festive season, I think we'll be defeating the purpose of our rules that call for integrity, of our rules that call for ordinances and whatnot. And I want to go with the suggestion of my colleague Honorable Guy that this communication be immediately withdrawn and be resubmitted upon our return if there should be any other steps or action taken. And again, another issue that I see with this communication is that it defeats the doctrine of separation of power. If Honorable Gora had a meeting with the president and he feels that it's necessary to bring that to our attention, I don't think it is in this one manner that he has to reference it in communication. Let our colleagues understand and realize that their actions is against the entire branch of government, not the president. So I convocation immediately and resubmit it in a proper and better manner that we can all see reason to take the necessary remedial action towards it. Thank you very much for giving me the time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Fellow colleagues, for the proponent of this communication, the action of our colleagues, Mr. Speaker, cannot be overemphasized. And there are chronological discussions will be held as the result of what transpired. The issue with the pepper spray, the insult to our honorable and respected Deputy Speaker to the extent that he extended to the mother, the issue of, Facebook, and disturbance and the rest of it, it was just huge. The action paper that we are discussing today was not done by an individual. The plenary of the 55th Legislature unanimously took a decision suspending serving of our colleagues. Another thing with the communication is that there is a fundamental error with this communication. We have three separate and coordinated branches of government. If the president has an interest in this matter, you should officially communicate to the legislature. And that level will be based on the flow of discussion being held. Additionally, if we decide to pardon our colleagues, it means that we should officially resort to it. But that has to be a holistic approach. In conflict resolution, you always have at least two parties. One party should determine that yes, we have the most and we want to have a resolution. Secondly, before determining that you have a remorse, you need to understand that there is a prevailing situation. And also the resolution to the matter should be determined by stakeholders in those matters. Our police who were suspended, none of them have been rated a communication. That's the first part. The second part of police of ours is ready for pardon. Whether or not he is ready for pardon based on conversation held with them, or whether or not they are being remorseful to the extent that they want us to have resolution, then we can be elevated at this level. I think the elevation of this letter at this level is premature, is unwarranted, and is unwanted. If we decide to do 80-hour method, we get it straight and we start a conversation and have an alternative dispute resolution. So in closing, Mr. Speaker, if we decide we want to pardon our police, I want to say an end. I will boldly agree that we all can pardon the plenary makes that decision. That's where I stand. And the police are ours, and we all need to work together in the interest of this country. The legislature has 73 members, and police of ours are suspended, and we want us to work together in the interest of peace, because we had 2 months of controversy. If we want to work together in harmonious relationships, we can work in that direction. Thank you.
Thank you, DC. DC Collins. Wait for Martin William. DC Collins, then Martin William. DC Collins, please. Then Martin William, you want to wait forward. Wait forward with Martin William. DC, you make an import. Huh? Okay, you give Martin William. Okay, William, the mic is yours.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker,
All right, gentlemen, please have a seat.
distinguished colleagues,
Gentlemen, okay, please report to the chair.
Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, wait for.
No, do not recognize. Deny.
I thought you had done it with me. I can't find it.
Whatever you read. Obviously, Honorable Speaker, Regent Namwe, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Tom Fada, distinguished police, having listened to the communication on the floor.
The way forward is still being withheld. Please make an input here. Before making an input, please, honorable colleagues, can recognize our colleagues that join us today and we should give them a big gift for at least accepting that we are finally reconciled each other. I need a big gift for our elder from Southern California, all know we are Small Monrovia, Priscilla Cooper. We need to give them a big yay. Thank you very much.
So it's a big year for the three lawmakers that joined the majority bloc again. Sumo Morba, Oscar Romeo Koya, and Presidio Cooper. These are the three notable names from the minority who have joined the majority.
Declare as legislative provocation, and all the explanations have been cited. So I move when I get up in a second that this communication be trashed.
I think you're looking at way forward. Let me recognize Obogaris God. Obogaris God. Obogaris God, make a way forward, please.
Thank you. You know, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, I want to say thank you for recognizing me. You know, let me just share this before moving to the way forward. There's wisdom in my camp. I experienced in the shelter on Sunday. I sat there in October. There's wisdom in that gap, and that wisdom directed to me, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I've been listening to the deliberations of majority of our colleagues.
You make it way forward.
I've been listening to the deliberations.
I have to tell the government to tell you because you don't have the president, please. Way forward, oh God.
I've been listening to the deliberations of our colleagues and for legislative experience, the flow has taken a sway in the decisions that we think should be converted to emotions. Having said this, Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I move, if I can continue a second, that these communications be trashed, and that it appears for the record that it never appeared on this floor, and our children should never carry history of this communication. I can take a second.
Why is Jonah shouldn't carry history?
So big blow to the serving suspended lawmakers. Their salaries for December and other benefits cannot be given to them, as Honorable Prince 2 of District 8 wrote, pleading with his colleagues to pardon them just for December.
You have to rephrase that part. You have to carry every discussion here. Honorable Speaker, I think that you need to paraphrase that word. That appeared in our journal. Yes, might have been on the agenda and have been discussed. Then you rephrase the
Why are you running there? No, I'm not. You will be ready to vote. You will be ready to vote.
What actions we carry?
You will be ready to vote.
Honorable Speaker, this week I'll be ready to vote in the movement can accept this amendment, stating that the motion should not appear on the communication should not appear on the journal. I think he needs to rephrase that if the movement can accept it.
Honorable Chair of Assembly, due to the fact that it was accepted with the motion to adopt the agenda, I so accept.
Are you already to vote? Already for Martin William?
Is it non-binding?
Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, good women. I will be ready to vote if you can add a simple amendment that those individuals in question spoke us in the meeting. That if for any reason,
Come again, please.
I want you to add a simple amendment that those individuals in question are being suspended. That to have any conversation with discourse around them, those individuals should be exhibit a convincing action beyond all reasonable doubt before any of the legislature can on them. If I can have that in English.
To our distinguished colleagues from Maryland, Plymouth Sullivan District, I warmly accept.
With the acceptance amendment, are you already to vote? Yes. All those in favor make a move by putting your right hand up. Before the movement said, before the motion, right? It's a crucial issue out of vote.
No, it's not a bill.
It's a crucial
It's
issue.
not a bill.
Remember, the decision to suspend 7 of our colleagues. There's an action. And upon the decision you voted, you are recognized. Now, to any segment or portion of the decision, I will recall you as a separate ordinary. So I'm not here. Please listen to my gavel. Information denied. Information denied. The motion. Please clarify the motion, please. The movement, please clarify the motion. Let's put it. Handgun. I don't want to hear me. I want a handgun. Everybody know who are against and in favor. That's it.
police should be a director. It should be a
Let me make a clarification and let's agree. Suppose they resign soon that the year surpasses the bill and our colleagues are part of the second. Will you accept that?
So Mr. President, with the question you asked, you are very confident in this issue.
Yes. Order. Please restate the motion.
You are very confident in the issue.
Please restate the motion, Order.
For a statement, you are very confident.
Please restate the motion. Order.
I will be ready to vote. Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, again, having listened to the deliberations, to restate the motions. The motion says that the communications should be crashed. That the communication should be crashed.
So this is Erin Atore from Markibi County.
With the modifications that took off our general secretary, that is what on this issue to bring to a year and their vote, and our team acceptable.
Well, restate the motion. Are you going to vote? All those in favor say yeah. Against, the vote is carried. You know why I accepted the yeah? Because in the motion, he forced me to subdue me to sing yeah. So please don't go back to me and tell me to take over.
So the speaker will be leaving for Ghana at the moment, and the Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala will take over to preside over the rest of the session, and he will make the official statement on the closing of the first session of the legislature.
Distinguished colleagues, please have your seats. Order. Please have your seat. Please have your seat. Distinguished colleagues, stay in the section. Honorable Chairman and Executive, please come and co-preside. Thank you. Next on our agenda, distinguished colleagues, for the record, we have to state that the Honorable Speaker is on his way at the airport to join His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Parker to grace the induction ceremony of the President-elect of the Republic of Ghana.
Communication from Honorable Sam.
I saw the same Honorable October of Marketing District Committee.
Listen. Are you traveling with the president to Ghana tomorrow for her inaugural ceremony? Did you receive any official communication from the parliament in Ghana?
Yes. Ghana. I have official communication, and I'm traveling with the president now on the flight. So I saw the president pick up
So Speaker Richard Kun has just announced that he was served officially invitation letter to attend the inauguration slated for tomorrow.
Nice.
Closing statement by the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Salute. It's in your phone. Delete now. Your phone.
you, distinguished colleagues, members of the 4 estates, clerical staff, members of the public, our staffers here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As you are aware, a few minutes ago, the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives of Richard Nangbeko, like we said previously, was invited to join the President of the Republic of Liberia to attend the induction ceremony in Accra, Ghana. And he has passed an instruction mandating me as the presiding officer in this section of the Deputy Speaker of the Honorable House of Representatives to make a brief comment or remarks while he's on his way at the airport. I'd like to begin by saying thanks to all of us colleagues, especially to our colleagues that have joined us today in this chambers at the Monrovia City Hall conference room. We again like to emphasize by recognizing the presence of our colleague of the small mama of electoral district number 3, Monrovia County. We'd like to say welcome, colleague. We'd like to say to our senior elder, let me call him, our Thomas Runokuya of electoral district number 3, Sando County, 1, Sando County. And I also like to recognize the leader that succeeded me, Honorable President Cook, my own dear sister of electoral district number 5, Monrovia County. Would like to say welcome. And then my sister, Ellen Ature, we say welcome to the House of Representatives as usual to continue with the Liberian people business. Few points for consideration. I'd like to begin by saying thanks to all lawmakers, all of us, for the hard work over the period for the first session. As this adjournment for the first session is brief, all of us are encouraged to begin preparing ourselves for the second session of the Honorable House of Representatives of the 55th Legislature at kickoff a few days from now, the second week in Monday in January. Considering the stalemate that engulfed the House prior to our extension for the third quarters, as it is said, the teeth and tongue can force, but they remain dutiful and remain together in furthering the common good of their masters. In case we have an obligation to the Liberian people for which we took oath. In this, I'm proposing to the leadership through the Committee on Rules, Order and Administration to prepare a retreat for the House of Representatives to mend the broken wounds. The proposed retreat should not be limited to lawmakers only, but inclusive of our staffs. We can have the genuine reconciliation where we can all trash out our differences. We pledge our unflinching dutiful support to the other 2 branches of government, the executive, the judiciary, and to also pledge our collaborative working with our counterparts and colleagues from the Honorable Liberian Senate. As we leave today, let us make Liberia first and last put in that Liberia is all that we have. Distinguished colleagues, on behalf of the Speaker and the leadership of the House of Representatives, we wish you well as you go back into your respective constituency, engaging with your constituents. We hope the limited days that you have will be meaningful in interacting with your people, as it is expected that God will carry you through and return to this Honorable House of Representatives on the 13th, having been the second working Monday of January 2025. Again, we'd like to say congratulations, wish you well. We hope to see you back at the nation's capital. Total regular section for the year under review, we had 76 regular sections. Sorry, please. House sitting, we have regular sitting 76, secret sections 32, special sitting we have 7, leadership sitting we have 31. Total sitting is 146. Number of bills passed. House bill passed 10, Senate bill concurred with 2, executive bills passed 16, petitions passed 0, resolution passed 2, certificate for extension 2, total 32. Lastly, we have number of resolution bills, petitions in committee room. We encourage our colleagues as you go for your vacation. Please note that your return will need most of those communications to come back on the floor as we deliberate for consideration. House bills 23, Senate bills we have 2, executive bills we have 6, petitions we have 2, resolutions 0, total 33 bills. Appearances. Appearances in plenary, we have 27. Appearances in leadership, we have 14, total 41. Others. Communications from lawmakers, we have in total 214. Communications from the executive, we have 20. Communications from institutions, we have 45. Communication from foreign bodies, we have 2. Communication from individuals, we have 10, totaling 291. Presidings. Speaker presiding or presided over 50. The deputy speaker presided over 32. Other lawmaker presided over 9, total 91. Totaling 634 communications. With that said, distinguished colleagues, we again emphasize by saying congratulations to all of us. Like we said in our little palan, the teeth and tongue can force, but we have our common goal. Our common goal is the Republic of Liberia, and that's why we took oath to defend and protect. We must all work within that conflict. Congratulations. Wish you well. Motion for adjournment. Thank you.
Welcome to School TV and all our media platforms. Today you are here in the regular session and closing. First of all, what's the feeling you get today? You are with the majority.
we should work together to help better our country.
Will we see more of your colleagues coming this side after the break?
I just gave you the opening. I think the majority of the calls.
So, but you entering new year, the new legislative session. What's different are you making in your district and in the lives of your people?
I'm the new year. I have been working and what I have done in the past.
Yeah.
It's not about the new year. The new year you still see more and more things coming up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Like I'm waiting. I don't know what you're using, but bro.
Those of our colleagues are leave them slow morning, Thomas, those are on the way. We have been informed a majority of our colleagues are the second wedding moving forward to the last movement. This is not just for people. These are things that some of us are able to it's not strange because these are things that happen. By the end of the day, we trash pieces, trash them out, and move on.
How can we reconcile this in the wake of that? One of your colleagues.
Do not relax.
What is the state of the Capitol building now since they got a fire and
that's it. Investigation. I think he has been quarantined for now. The security apparatus can do her work and then take work with the community groups and other organization to make sure we have fixing so that we begin to do our work. So not probably just pieces of jobs that need to be done. The security and then community groups and other.
You were in Lofa or recent. You did a lot of good things. You didn't care to tell the press upon your arrival.
It's just part of my job. It's my job.
Last one we expect this meeting to take place.
We hope that we get back to the second Monday by the Zoom. On the resumption, it is expected that the committee always the leadership will
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year, sir.
So, folks,
Happy New Year.
Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala basically made it and says what happened.
So we'd like to call it a day. We just spoke with the Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala. You also did a closing statement on the official closing of the House of Representatives for the first session. The second session will be beginning the second working Monday as per the Constitution. As per the Constitution, and that will be the second working Monday on the 13th of January. So we let us say welcome if you just join us. We have the Rules, Order and Administration Chair of the House of Representatives, Honorable James Collet of Bond County. Welcome to the media.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be with you once again and permit me to say to you and our viewers how they Happy New Year.
Okay, the public would like to know about the Capitol building, the rotunda got up by fire, and in the close of the year, and we are beginning a new year. Can you give us a status of what is happening up Capitol Hill?
What is happening at Capitol, basically, the security apparatus are currently doing the investigation of what led to the fire. And we don't want to speak before the security, so that is an investigation ongoing. So from our end, as rule orders and administration, we want to remain tablet until the security can speak before we come up. So all we do for now, we can say to the public is the place is barricaded. Employees are not having access to the building as usual or normally. I say this is not a normal condition. And again, the people remain barricaded. It is our prayer that the investigation can be concluded, or security approval can be given for employees to have full access to the building, that we can continue to do the work of the Liberian people.
Can you give an update on the office of the speaker, since you wrote the embattled speaker for Nati Kofa asking him to vacate? He has not replied to you, or if you did, he said he has a case in court. And give us an update. The new session will be beginning next week.
Let me say this to you. As an administrator, I will be more diplomatic in my analysis now, and I will be more profound in my thoughts or statements, and I will be more reconciling in my statements. I haven't come in a combative mood. I haven't come to give grounds or legitimacy to mere gossip or rumors around the street corners. In the words of Councillor Vanningham Buto Shema, news from the grapevine. But I will say to you, with regard to your inquiry, that we wrote the former speaker before the prohibition was placed by the Supreme Court. He was given an ultimatum 1 week, and unfortunately for him, or for us, he did not comply with the ultimatum of the 1 week. And for the sake of peace, for the sake of mutual respect for one another, we still adhere to the mandate of the Supreme Court of placing a prohibition, and we followed it to the court. You are a witness, and the public out there can testify that we were able to live by the request or the mandate of the Supreme Court. Thereafter, a ruling was made. The arm of government that is responsible for law enforcement, or that is responsible for the interpretation of the ruling of the Supreme Court, considered as the dean of the Supreme Court bar, the Justice Minister, came and interpreted this ruling. And on the basis of that, the clerk is here, the deputy clerk is out there. He wrote the former speaker for the second time to turn the office over. And the second time, he did not respond. We wrote it for the third time. He did not respond. And it was followed by an SMS from me personal to him on Christmas Day. And in that SMS, I was wishing him Merry Christmas to he and his family. And from there, I also informed me about the turning of the key as evidence of previous communications. And he responded to me to wish me Merry Christmas to me and my family as well. And in the same vein, said to me that as far as he's concerned, he was illegally removed, and the Supreme Court has now ruled. And I responded, I said, on Kofa, you have to be aware that bill of information is at the discretion of the court. The court decides to hear bill of information, and it decides not to hear the bill of information. And an attempt to decide not to hear in my wisdom is an act of denial. So you've been here, bill of information going about 3 to 4 weeks now. It hasn't been heard by the court. It's not entertained. In my mind, it's a state of denial. So on the basis of that, I felt that it was so. The following on New Year Day, I also followed with another SMS. But surprisingly, he took it to the media, and I think that he's a leader. He deserves my respect and my courtesy. So I still own it to him as former speaker and my colleague, and above all, a father who can bond me, whom I work along with, per his experience, his age, I owe him a lot of respect. So I want to say in this public manner, I'm not propelled to respond to his concern or sending my SMS to the public. Well, I'm not angry about that, and I'm going to respond to it in a harsh manner. I'm going to do it in a very respectful manner. The respect that I have from Kofa when he was speaker or deputy speaker, I still maintain that high degree of respect for him. So nothing else will cause me to reduce our respect for him. So what is the recent, Honorable Kuya has been able to come in as a mediator to ensure, and he's been taking information from us about the former speaker and for the former speaker to us. And I said to Honorable Kuya and this public manner, thank you so much for the opportunity to ensure that this impasse come to an end finally. So the first time they requested for Friday, and Friday it did not materialize. The second time they requested for Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, today is Monday or Tuesday. But Honorable Kuya just informed me that the communication that will serve the former speaker to turn the office over, he's requesting that the speaker said, the former speaker said he has not received the communication, so he would love me to give him a copy of the communication on Rupia, that Rupia can personally deliver to the former speaker. So like we're saying, we're trying to use all of the diplomatic or negotiation skills. So I just informed the clerk, because when I informed over the weekend, the documents were in the office, and I told him that I needed a copy of the communication. But the one he sent to me is a return copy. It is normally returned. They don't put, according, they don't put it on a letter here for trying scarcity of stationery. So normally I return it on the ordinary sheet. So I said, no, I need a copy of the that's on the letter here. So if you give it to me today, I'm going to show you remember Pierre is going to happen. So we have a series of negotiations, backdoor discussions that we cannot disclose to the public right now for confidentiality, in ensuring that the office of the key to the office of the speaker, it is returned in the speaker in person, Richard Nangbekong. It is having access to said office when he returns, hopefully from Ghana, for the induction of the elected officials of Ghana.
So basically, in relation to the suspension of the do you care to tell us about how soon after the break, how soon can you tell us about this suspension will be uplifted as soon as possible?
No, I can't speak to that. You saw the debate today. A decision was taken. All I can assure you is we have one House of Representatives. It doesn't matter who you support, where you come from. The burden is on our shoulder as leaders to ensure we reconcile this House. The responsibility is ours now to reach out to our colleagues. But let me say hats up to some of our colleagues that joined us today. We've been trying to reach out to them, Honorable Kuya, Honorable Sumo Moluba, Honorable Kusia, Cooper, Honorable Ellen Atta. We've been reaching out to them. And besides those names, we're still reaching out to other people. The lack of Honorable Mema Grace Mensa, the lack of Honorable Samuel Ennis. The list goes on. We're reaching out. Even my own brother and friend, we talk most often in person Honorable Zina Nomo. Last week, Honorable Fuku and I will exchange calls from almost 3 to 4 different times. So the responsibility is not. Let me also say hi to my own big brother, Honorable Betty Shield. Is also instrumental in ensuring that all sides come together. We've been having series of conversations. This morning we were receiving our spoke, and he's a big brother. Many times when issues are unfolding in policy, Jimmy, okay, I think in my mind, we got to do it this way. I think in my mind, we have to engage it this way to ensure that there is crime. So it's not only our side. People from the other side, I'm sorry, they are interested in peace, and some of them are reaching out, and we ourselves are reaching out. Jerry Yoko, I just forgot about him. Jerry Yoko and I have been having a series of conversations. This morning, Jerry Yoko, he asked me this morning about this situation. So we can assure you that in many of their words, we are tired with the impasse. We think that it will not stop us from working for the Liberian people. We're elected to do a piece of job. That responsibility is upon us. We have to work together, no matter in the midst of our disagreement, to ensure that the trust of the Liberian people
so
is...
why you never
What's the relationship between you and Martin?
Yeah, let's settle her, then I can come to you.
Yeah,
One thing of the letter that was placed in the floor today, it's not about my personal feelings. It's every lawmaker have the right to write the plenary. So after the writing, the plenary has to take a decision. And unfortunately for me, I wasn't here during the discussion. I have to leave to attend as in order to provide funding or source out money to settle, to work along with the political department to purchase tickets for 2 of our colleagues that are going with the speaker to attend the inauguration of the former of the Ghanaian leadership. For the speaker, his trial was taken care of by them, but 2 of our colleagues, the guests, we as a plenary or as a house, we have to provide for that ticket. So you can see here, we just came from doing the purchase of the ticket. The ticket is still...
Who are those 2 colleagues?
For Chief Colleague, the chair on foreign affairs, obviously, he's our foreign partner, he's the chair on all foreign missions. He has the established people along with the chair on the chair on foreign affairs. Are you talking about Yanka in person or Yanka Gay, and on Cyril Kane is a chair on executive. They have to come to this meeting. And I hear you ask me what is the relationship between Honorable Jim and guy. In my mind, I may not speak for him, but I think we have a working relationship. If it is not 100% good, I can assure you the general public that I'm trying my best to ensure that it is good. I remember when I spoke a few weeks ago when Edward Papi Flomo came from his gasoline and were in my office, and he was calling on the Flomo to know as a suspended lawmaker, he will receive the gasoline. And the man told him, "Man, I'm the brother here. Let me get the phone so I answer you." So the phone announcement was positive. The gas is here. Send somebody for a gas. We're not depriving of gasoline. The period you are suspended for is not the period in which the gasoline is available for. The gasoline is available for the month of September and October, and the suspension takes effect in December, right? So obviously, all of our colleagues suspended, non-suspended, the 73 members were impacted with all of that benefit for the month of September and October, and they received it. So, and he said Somali, the person can receive his gasoline. So we had the conversations directly and indirectly. There are people from his side who have reached out to me saying, who is a big brother, there's a need for you to sit in a round table, to have discussion, to smoke peace for the betterment of the legislature, for the betterment of the young, beautiful generation as a young man. And I said to them, my doors are open, my arms are open. I have nothing personal on or any other person. I think Eugene calling and asked me last week or week before last when duty free, he said, "Man, I said, yes, I do have something." That's it. We are not enemies. We are friends.
Lastly, from my end, all the police, the sauna is just next door. How far will the renovation of the 1 hour chamber and in terms of the protocol and activities leading to the sauna?
Let me say this. As chair of the order, in my capacity in the committee, we are resolved that sauna will not be conducted at the 1 hour chamber John 2. Okay. That is off the mark. Okay. You understand that? It is not possible for us to do renovation work from now to return working money or working money or whatever did stipulated or set aside for sauna. It is not possible. So thereby, the issue of talk of having sauna is hereby cancelled. The next destination of sauna is a discussion that is ongoing. Where can we have sauna? Where would be appropriate? Where would be conducive enough for such an event? That is a discussion we have. It is not left for rule order. This is a discussion that is the executive have part to play. The committee on executive are very instrumental in working with the executive branch of government to give the feedback to rule order, and also the committee on foreign affairs. Because remember, we also have foreign diplomats in said event. So it is a tripartite committee. It's not rule in order, you have rule in order, you have executive, you have foreign affairs. So maybe we can take one more, then call it a day.
Yes, my name is Gerald from Page Africa.
That's a final
question.
question.
You have been tasked to carry on.
From Page.
Yeah, to carry on this
I listened, I read one of your captions this morning, and it was quite interesting. So I'm like, wow, from Page, when they kind of caption, but it was okay.
What was the caption?
So
you but remember from Page, you don't have interest in reading the caption.
I just want to know the caption.
Yeah, you have been tasked to carry on this reconciliation. Some of the police are on suspension, and my question is, would they be part of this process?
No, I think you got me wrong. I'm not saying I have been taxed to carry on reconciliation.
You have been taxed to organize.
No, not organize. All of us, every one of us is taxed. Even the guy who are suspended, they have a responsibility to reconcile us as well. Because if, take for instance, I feel that I offended from Page Africa, that left from Page Africa to take a decision against me. I'm respecting the summary loss.
So I'm talking about the majority block.
Yes,
you are talking about organizing.
So I'm saying to you.
Yeah, the majority block has announced or having this reconciliation. Will this process include your colleagues who are on the other side, especially those who are suspended?
Yes. That's how rich. I think I listed names to you that I have talked to personally, right? Zina Noma, for instance, I talked to him personally. He's one of those affected by the action. Papi Flomo. I said to you a few weeks ago, Eugene Curry comes back, begin something about gasoline. You know what I'm saying? Hey, duty free. And is he not suspended? He is. But he's my colleague. He's my big brother. So we had to reach out to, I told you that, what is his name? Foko and I, we have several exchanges on the telephone. And I don't call him Foko normally except for the public. I call him uncle. Tradition is my uncle, I'm his nephew. And he gave me, said, nephew, how to do that? I said, yes, sir, uncle. It is the mandate or tradition have to obey. You understand what I'm saying? But does that take away the flavor of the plenary? No, it doesn't. What plenary says is what will be implemented because plenary is the highest decision-making body. How you understand what I'm saying that? Thank you.
So with the suspension,
Thank you.
Pardon?
With that suspension, that undermine the reconciliation.
We said to you, the decision was taken before. So, and that just and then I'm sure we understand it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you for the recognition. Honorable Kode, there have been a new group formed and which headed by Honorable Musa Hassan Bilite called the Rules of Law Caucus. Or does that bother you?
Let me say this, every one of us has a right to association in this association. So if people decide to establish themselves under a banner, who am I to say I'm bothered by the actions? Once their establishment is not in contravention of the general protocol or the general formation or the general theme or objective of our gathering as lawmakers, I have nothing to be bothered about. I'm only bothered if their establishment, their formation will serve as a hindrance to the overall goal or objective. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So media people here, we want to use the time from our office to also say thank you to all of you for always providing coverage from day one all the way until now. And as we close today, we want to extend thank you and appreciation to you for your media institution for giving you that disposition to always get the public informed. So I'm going to get to the chairman and reach to you guys shortly.
And that's the voice of the Director of Press and Public Affairs.
Director of Press closing that, and let us say thanks so much for watching Spoon TV. As always, my name is Haji Masale.